76, Doomfist. I mean, you don't know what you're missing until you've tried it, but we do know that this team is more than willing to pull out off-meta picks, and it might, you know, well help them out. We're never going to forget Far's Widow headshot right out of the gate.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Insane.
Yeah, exactly. That happens here some at times. Let's see if anyone's going to try it out, as they're just going to show us who is in this game, going through almost every character on that character sheet. Second Wind, you know, maybe they're going to be doing a little bit of scouting first, but no, Karkar is going to be on this Mercy, so we're going to see a Pharmacy here on a Hanamura. This used to be a look we saw when Pharah was much stronger. Same thing with Mercy all the time here, but it has been a lot more rare since the GOATS comp has come into fruition. And now Mirror is going to try to do a repeat as he did in Helios, which he was a big reason as to why they were able to get that map, as he's spreading it, you know, he's actually going through those squares right there.
Threading the needle, man.
Needle, that's what I was going for. Spreading the needle is not correct. And so XL2 now still on that defense. Not a lot of ult charge going either way, as basically what Second Wind is waiting for is that Rocket Barrage.
Yeah, you do need one of these big DPS ultimates in order to break through this GOATS bunker on the point, but Akawa on this Hammond going to be able to sow quite a bit of destruction, but Haku here getting put under a little bit of pressure. The peel does need to come through. Second Wind going to beat a hasty retreat, or not, especially with Goliath going down. There is a resurrection possible here on Second Wind, and Karkar uses it.
So Second Wind have 6 members, XL2 only have 5, and Goliath has to come all the way back from spawn, and Zenyatta is not known for how fast his feet move or really even touch the ground. Second Wind already trying to get back on to at this point, but Logix has high energy, but also lacking a little bit of health at this point. Second Wind trying so hard to get onto this point. The defense matrix is going to block a lot of that Rocket Barrage, but not before Logix goes down, but he's going to take Mirror down with them. Pile drive now onto with Akawa, not going to get anything, but Fried's going to get Huiyao out of that mech. Is that going to be all they need to grab this first point? We shall see. Second Wind still has that self-destruct, so Fried does have that extra life if he needs it. Reinhardt on XL2, Clone Man getting taken very, very low, does have that Earth Shatter. He's waiting for the rest of his team to come back to try to get the rest of those kills. He's going to drop that Earth Shatter. Phil will be going down, and that was a precarious position for Second Wind to be in, and finally XL2 are going to push Second Wind back to spawn.
Mirror right there coming back into the fight on the Doomfist, trying to take out Goliath 1v1, but unfortunately the rest of Second Wind could have really used his presence on the point. They were trying to, you know, make do with what they had there. No eggs, but still trying to bake a cake. Unfortunately, Karkar wasn't able to get that resurrection onto the Pharah in time. So Second Wind now, they gave it a shot, but now they're going to swap onto their own GOATS composition. The best news, though, is Haku doesn't have to swap, so they're going to be, you know, close to a Transcendence, but that will be the only tool.
And so the Graviton Surge is going to come out from XL2 first, and there are no support ultimates on Second Wind. They could have found a little bit more value, but they finally find it there at the very end as Akawa's going down. The rest of Second Wind are going to escape.
Yeah, you probably expecting a lost fight right there for Second Wind. It was a bad fight. You just reset your entire ultimate economy, essentially, and XL2 have been building up, banking these ultimates for quite some time now. Second Wind, they're down to, you know, nearly a minute, so they'll have maybe 1.5 more good pushes here.
Second Wind have a pretty good win percentage on Assault. The last 9 games they've played, they've won over a quarter of them. Self-destruct not going to do anything for XL2. Second Wind still functioning with all 6 members, but no ults. Mirror is going to be the next one with that Graviton Surge. Once the Transcendence wears off, XL2 will have an Earth Shatter to use on the rest of the team. But the Graviton Surge is going to get Clone Man in that unwilling hunt. Clone Man's going to throw that Earth Shatter, get 3 onto the ground. The Graviton Surge is going to make sure the rest of XL2 are going to get the victory in this fight, as Second Wind are going back to spawn only with 35 seconds left.
Oh, but this might have been almost too clean of a fight. XL2 Academy, they have to realize Second Wind, they're holding on to that sound barrier. They're going to have Earth Shatter, self-destruct. Who knows? Mangachu's rally will be the only thing standing between XL2 Academy and a potential give to Second Wind, an extension of this game.
Mangachu, the rally is going to be all that they're going to be working with. Like you said, Ham, XL2 had a disadvantage on this defense. The Second Wind have everything they need to take a point really in any situation. Has that Earth Shatter and that self-destruct. We are very close to, not very close to that Graviton Surge, but Clone Man's going to get the first kill onto Frill. The sound barrier wasn't there in a time, but Mirror is going to return the kill onto Clone Man. That's going to be a little bit better of a kill for Second Wind. No ultimates now for Second Wind, though, so XL2 will have that Transcendence. That could be a game-winning ultimate for XL2. Goliath is going to go ahead and drop that Transcendence, keep everyone alive. Goliath. That could have been a little early. Second Wind's going to get theirs as well. The second Transcendence always finds a little bit more value. The Graviton Surge from XL2 is going to get 3 members of Second Wind. The Self-Destruct not going to get anything, but Wooyall is going to get 1. He did get the D-Mech onto Fried, so Second Wind lacking members on at this point. Locke's going down, and then Jur going down as well, so this is evening up on the point. There's only 3 members for XL2 Academy left on at this point, and the remech is going to be a huge deal for Second Wind after this Earthshatter, though he's going to have to do some amazing things on that Diva, but Clone Man picking it up for the rest of his team. XL2 will hold here on A.
Clone Man, putting his foot down right there. Second Wind, it was like 2 supports and a dream. A great clutch sound barrier from Jur, not too late, able to anticipate Second Wind, and Karkar not able to lay that sound barrier down in time, choosing to save it for that next fight, which unfortunately never really came for Second Wind as that full 6. I mean, just really good ultimate rationing from XL2 that entire fight. Of course, they did have that advantage being the first-time defenders and not having to swap that composition off of the goats at all, essentially. Second Wind, you saw once again Akawa getting put under pressure, even though Second Wind was splitting XL2's attention, trying to put some pressure on the objective in that very last fight. Goliath popped that trance, all of XL2 rushed the Reinhardt, took down Akawa, and then even though Second Wind, even if they had gotten a tick in that very last push, would have been nothing to it, as XL2 would have been able to mount a superior defense.
Yeah, Clone Man came back. He was by himself just for a little bit. The rest of his team would have been there eventually. Second Wind did lose Frill at the beginning of that last fight, and that's going to feel bad. You don't know what would happen if Frill was there, almost trying to match Mangachu on that Brigitte, and you, like you said,
with that aggression.
Exactly,
right?
and when you're not used to playing with that kind of aggression, you're playing into the hands of XL2.
Yeah, well, absolutely. XL2 is, I don't know, just like one of those memory foam mattresses, able to absorb any kind of pressure that you put on them. Second Wind, they're going to have to be a rock in this defense. They have very, very little time to give. I believe actually only 1 tick. So this needs to be a stalwart defense. Any early kill by XL2 is going to be deadly.
Yep, Second Wind are going to need to try to function. They almost have to function with all 6 members at all times. So with a sleep dart going on at Jameer, who's been playing well throughout the series so far, he will be going down. You said 1 pick might be all they need. They have a little bit of time. The respawn actually hasn't happened, and they have to run that 5K back to this spawn. Goliath is going to get the kill on Akawa, and this is just a matter of time at this point, as Fred's just going to stand in the corner and get that D-Mech. XL2 looking very, very strong to take this map. They're halfway there already, and we're going to see it happen right here, right now. XL2 are going to go up 2-1 against Second Wind in a quick Hanamura.
Say it ain't so. I had so much hope. For that Pharah Gambit in the very first round. It looked like Second Wind would be able to, regain that mojo that we saw on Alios, but unfortunately the goats just won out. That's the thing with goats, is if you play it disciplined, there's almost no other composition that can crack it. It's when the Diva's out of position, right? Going a little bit too far, maybe trying to contest that Pharah, that you start to see problems, but XL2 right here with that beautiful sleep from Goliath, being such a great playmaker, whether on the Omnic or the Grandma, opening up opportunities for XL2 to take Second Wind. I mean, it was really never a question that XL2 would take that point once you saw that first kill come through.
Well, and I like what they did. They didn't rush onto the point, right? It's like, we have numbers, let's go. Right? You have the 5 seconds, and 5 seconds is an eternity in this game to think about something, right? The call was made, they listened, and they all came in. There's 1 more pick on to the Reinhardt, so no more Reinhardt to deal with. That's an easy point. Yeah,
it was actually, I believe, either a shield bash or a great counter charge from Clone Man or the Brigitte to put Akawa down onto the ground, where he was easy pickings for XL2. And this is just, this was where we saw Second Wind trying to split XL2 Academy's attention, but again, they recognize they have so much time to give. They could give up an entire point and still have another defense on B, so they chose to go in, get Frill out of the game, stomp him, squash him in that choke, and then smother Second Wind once all of those support ultimates were out of the fight.
Yeah, this was Second Wind's best chance to try to get back on it to the point, but they really fumbled the opportunities. An early pick onto Frill on that Brigitte, wasted ample opportunity to try to get this first point, ending in no ticks at all.
Yeah, really unlucky just kind of how the cards fell. A little bit of a celebration at like the 2-yard line. You're like so certain you got it maybe. But yeah, it does seem to be, second win, not quite as comfortable on that GOATS composition. They are a slightly younger team. Would like to see, what might have happened if they gave the Pharah another go around. But we never quite know. Hanamura is going to be past done. Now it's on to Escort.
And so we're going to see what Escort's going to bring us. Is it going to bring us to a Game 5 second win? Sure hope so. Or it can lock things up and first place for XL2 Academy. We're going to find out here in just a second. But we've gotten here through, a couple name brand players. You said that
top shelf.
Top shelf,
yeah.
The best of the best, right?
Cream of the crop.
And you mentioned Karkar before that game. What did you see there in terms of maybe needing some improvement or things that you saw in the first game that you're not seeing now?
I mean, I don't actually think the fault rests with Karkar at all. I mean, as a Lucio player, I feel this as a tank support main, but there's only so much self-agency that you have, especially within the GOATS composition. It really requires a lot of teamwork. You have to be all on the same page. You have to be, almost on the same foot. Everybody's kind of marching, right, left. And XL2 Academy, they have such a standout Brigitte player in Mangachu. You could be playing your best normal Brigitte game. It's still not going to be quite enough if you are in those head-to-head 1v1 situations where your shield bash can be the make it or break it. So second win as a whole, they just got to, pep themselves up, get that, pep talk in the locker room with their coach, bring something out again. It could be some hit scan, it could be Hanzo. Sombra we have seen run successfully on Route 66 multiple times before, but if you're going to be, it's like going up against Team Envious with Roadhog way back in the day. It's like, why would you try and do that with somebody who invented, triple tank with Roadhog? XL2 Academy don't hold that title, but they are so comfortable with GOATS that, second win, maybe it's time to, open up a second box, think out of it, bring something new to the table.
Right, and so on the second day of Christmas, second win got something new on the table.
Second win gave to me one Symmetra. Probably not. Mirror, I see you over there. It's likely going to be back to Zarya. Indeed, Frill probably going to just use that Sonic Arrow AOO. Very smart target. Find out XL2, even though Mangachu was just standing right on top of the train car. Plain as day.
Yep, I also think we've reached our singing quota for today, Ham. So just to let you know, second win already lacking that in mech. At least there wasn't a ton of ult charge done, so he's going to go ahead and just switch back into the mech, lose the 5-10% that he had. That's not a big deal. XL2 now looking good on this defense. The last time, was it XL2 last week? I got the 0.00 on Route 66. Well, we've seen it before. This is exactly how they held it here, was on top of the train cars, and the attacking team were unable to make any progress on the payload, and second one having a hard time even reaching it at this point, as XL2 look like they've really practiced this. They're finally seeing that space as Cloman is getting taken down very low without that particle barrier. The Reinhardt really needs to play safe now.
Yeah, the armor pack already used from second win as well. Akawa very close to that Earth Shatter, but that means that clutch healing ability not going to be online for second win for a few more seconds. And XL2 Academy themselves going to be ceding a little bit of space, take the fight around the corner of Big Earls, where Clone Man could be peeking out the corner using that Earth Shatter very effectively. Karkar, though, we've shouted him out before. He's going to be hopping on those canyon walls, waiting to drop that sound barrier.
Well, XL2 is going to use that rally. They're very close to almost all of their ultimates. The Graviton Surge is going to go out there, and Clone Man is going to get that ultimate very, very fast. Fire Strike going to cut through the rest of the team. Might have gotten eaten by that defense matrix, but enough damage has been done. Without Haku, second win doesn't have an offense.
Oh no, you need that Zenyatta long distance healing, that consistent healing from that Zen. Ooh, and Goliath gets a cleanup kill as well. XL2 Academy, again, not going to be stumbling on their defense. They gave up plenty of space, and now should they choose, they can go and spawn camp second wind again right away, especially with the bevy of ultimates that they have online. It is going to be a 4-4 for XL2 and second wind, but Frill will be the first one to pop that rally.
So the damage mitigation is there for a second win. They're trying to be the aggressors here, but that's really hard to do on Route 66 on Big Earls because the defensive position is so strong for XL2. But second win have been able to move the payload. XL2 have moved their defense off of Big Earls and right in front of the point, as there's going to be a Kobe self-destruct, not going to catch anyone by surprise. The Graviton Surge are going to hit the tanks of XL2. Second win looking to confirm those kills, and the self-destruct is going to do just that on to Clone Man. So no Reinhardt for XL2. This is a 6v5 for second win, and those numbers are really good for them. They just have to convert and take advantage of the opportunity, which they seem to be doing. The XL2 doing a good thing mitigating the resources that they have lost by losing Clone Man at the beginning of that fight.
You see the positioning. Everybody's incredibly spread out. It would take Second Wind ages to try and track down any of them. Now that Clone Man is back, it's going to be a Graviton Surge from Logix.
And so the Graviton Surge is going to get 4. The Transcendence is going to be there to counter. The Earthshatter going to get Jur onto the payload and just in front of the shield. But the Earthshatter coming onto the other side is going to find a lot more value as Megachu's going to do that whip shot into Haku, going back into the team. That was a good one to watch. Let's put that one. XL2, Wuya still has that self-destruct, but Second Wind coming back on this fight. Logix at 89. Energy, it could be higher, honestly, not doing as much damage as he could be. The self-particle barrier, though, is going to get him right back to 100. Chew through that shield. This fight is over.
Yeah, even though XL2 lost so many crucial members of that GOATS comp, Logix is this stalwart member. He is so high energy. Second Wind didn't have their Zarya on hand. There's no way for them to push through with just a Reinhardt and a D.Va. You're only asking for yourself to get demecked in the face of that laser beam. And now XL2 have worn Second Wind down to their last 30 seconds. A lob.
Oh, Logic's going to use that Kobe Graviton Surge, get 5 members of Second Wind. Goliath is going to get the kill onto Haku. We know how valuable Haku can be for the rest of Second Wind. And with that self-destruct, though, Second Wind has opened up this point and maybe keep their payload progress going. 4 kills on that self-destruct. XL2 Academy is going to struggle to come back onto this payload. Clutch stuff from Second Wind.
Ooh, Cannonball, look down below. Second Wind finally found what they needed, that winning combination from Mirror and Fried Winner. XL2, it is one of those difficult things that even when you see some of the most seasoned teams, the overtime fight, you're so close to locking up yet another full hold. That's when Second Wind took advantage of that disruption, that chaos, threw that bomb out, and it picked up so many kills.
A lot of Second Wind getting taken very, very low, but somehow they do all surprise. Clone Man went with a very, very offensively oriented charge. Haku's going to get a good offensive headshot onto Goliath. 65 for Second Wind to try to complete Streets phase as fast as they can. The Earthshatter, though, going to get 3 members on the ground. That's going to be all XL2 needs, and Sound Barrier comes very late from XL2 and Second Wind, respectively, because Second Wind doesn't have one. So yeah. Haku is going to be coming back here soon, as Akawa is going to be coming back from that spawn as well. Streets being a little bit more difficult for XL2 on this defense, but they do find that defense in the end.
Yeah, it was a pretty risky, charge from Clone Man to start things off. Looked like he had an opening, tried to take down Akawa, who is low once again. It's worked out well for XL2 Academy in the past, but they may have overextended themselves. Now they're much more comfortable here, staging on the high ground, head-to-head with Second Wind. They know that they have options on the on the table. Logic's ready with that grab once again. This guy has like a grab every single fight, and Second Wind going to be working to get Haku up to that crucial trance to counter.
Second Wind doesn't really have anything other than a Graviton of their own. XL2 a little bit ahead on that old charge. Clone Man and Akawa very close together. 15% is pretty minimal in the grand scheme of things, as Goliath is also going to have that Transcendence. The first Graviton Surge will be coming from Second Wind, followed by XL2's of their own, and the Sound Barrier will be saving most of Second Wind, but not for long, as the self-destruct are going to get 2 of their tanks. Mirror and Akawa going back to spawn, so XL2 have the better bomb this time around and sending Second Wind back.
Yeah, but this very last fight, once again, Second Wind, this is going to be their last chance and one of their best chances. Should XL2 Academy, they may well just try and push Second Wind into their own spawn. They know they have nothing to lose here. Second Wind may not even have a chance to use all of these ultimates to maximum effectiveness.
Well, they got to make something happen. If they can't leave spawn, then they're going to lose at this game. They have 16 seconds left to get back onto the payload, and they're taking a ton of damage, but not as much as they could have, because the rally is there. With Jur going down, there's not going to be an amped up for XL2 to use for healing or that speed boost. Clone Man getting taken low as well. The Earthshatter from Akawa will be getting 2. Logix is going to get pinned, so Second Wind keeping their hopes alive here to keep going on Route 66, but XL2 might have an opportunity to defend.
Yeah, very likely here. Karkar coming in clutch once again for Second Wind. The supports from both sides really showing up huge on across the aisle. Now, Fried will have that self-destruct at the ready. Haku to apply a little bit more sustain. You gotta know Logix is really close to those Graviton surges, but XL2 Academy, their vanilla Overwatch is so good they may not even need these ultimates. Second Wind need to find kills. They need to find them fast.
XL2 is going to have those 3 ultimates here very, very shortly. Second Wind needs to win this offense if they want to continue here on to the last point of Route 66. Logic still waiting for the perfect opportunity to drop that Graviton Surge. The Second Wind doesn't have one of their own, but Haku does have a Transcendence to counter that Graviton Surge. XL2, they know, they have got to know at this point they have the ultimate advantage, but they're waiting for Second Wind to make the first move at this point. Mirror's going to drop that Graviton Surge first. I could almost guarantee it, and it was eaten. And so now it's going to go down. Logic's going to have an opportunity to come back, but not for long, as Fry's going to get another double kill on that self-destruct. The demons have been quiet for pretty much most of this matchup so far until here on Route 66, and once again Fried with the clutch self-destruct. And when those self-destructs goes off, it's not just Fried, it's that Brig, it's that Reinhardt as well.
It's everybody working to make sure that you get maximum value from, you know, the smorgasbord of kills that have been these self-destructs so far. Fried, once again, the crucial Terminator for Second Wind when they most needed it, and they do have a second point to their name, but only 60 seconds left to try and push this payload into point B, one of the most difficult things to do here in Route 66.
And so both rallies have been dropped, damage mitigation and armor going on both sides, Inspire healing as well. Second Wind, though, is going to be on the payload. Eventually that payload will be bringing them to XL2, but it's XL2's time to decide, hey, where do we want this payload to start? They have to engage here soon unless they are very confident that they're going to finish Route 66 themselves and take this victory in the end. Juro's going to go ahead and amp it up, try to get out of there. He was using it for healing, and then the sound barrier is going to go off and hit everyone on his team. The Transcendence, though, was layered on top of that. The sound barrier shields weren't off just yet. Clayman is going to be the last one with that Earthshatter. He was stunned. That would have been an opportunity for Second Wind to get on there. The Earthshatter was dropped and nothing to it. Nothing happened because of it. The Clayman is going to get a Kawa, so this is a 5v5. The Graviton Surge down from Logic onto the payload. A lot of low members for Second Wind, but Haku is able to get that Transcendence just in time. The payload is still moving. We are getting so close to the end of the map for Second Wind. This thing almost got stopped about 2 or 3 times. Clayman is back onto the payload with that charge, but he's going to be taken down very, very quickly. XL2 struggling here on this defense, but without Frill, Second Wind's not going to have that AoE healing at their disposal, but that doesn't seem to matter as Friday and Akawa are going to get kills of their own. Mirrors in the backline with 100 energy, throwing those grenades into XL2's bodies, but it doesn't seem to be enough just yet. XL2 are still here, Ham.
Oh, Akawa, though, could be the difference maker. Finally a shatter that will close things out for Second Wind. Karkar lays down the beat. Will it be enough? Goliath is so close to the Transcendence. You need to draw it out from this Zenyatta. Self-destruct out. Oh, picks up Mira. No, he had just laid out that Graviton Surge. You need the damage here.
Well, there was a really good boop coming from Jur on the payload a little earlier to make the opposing Reinhardt a little confused there, and that's a big reason why we're seeing round 1 completed. Second Wind, though, that was almost stopped a couple times. They got it together in overtime. Like we said before, it's scientifically proven that all teams get better in overtimes.
Oh, certainly. When the pressure is the mostest, that's when you start to see that high-level performance. Second Wind, you're absolutely right, Boop. They nearly didn't make it to point A.
Yep.
So the fact that they were, you know, a scant few 0 meters away from third point is a big kudos to the green team. XL2 Academy, though, just their stalwart defense was so incredible, choked off all of the air from Second Wind's very last push. Even though it started off looking so good, Second Wind seesawing so well, able to meet all of XL2 Academy's offense. You saw that Karkar was able to hold the sound barrier for so long that Second Wind drew out both of the Spore ultimates from XL2 Academy before Karkar was forced to use his own sound barrier, the only defensive ultimate that Second Wind had online, and it was maximum value. Unfortunately, though, the start of the fight working out really well for Second Wind, but they weren't quite able to seal the deal, just cross that finish line and get the very third point. So somebody is going to be winning Route 66, Boop. XL2 Academy can either do so, seal the deal here, take the series, or Second Wind, if they're able to mount a solid defense of their own, they will be taking us to yet another map 5.
We shall see, everyone. Second Wind first needs to hold XL2 to a worse distance than they were able to get on their offensive push to even this up 2-2 and bring us to a game 5. XL2 now, though, they've been pretty good on their attacks in the past, particularly on this map. Let's see if it's going to hold true again, as Second Wind are going to take a book out of XL2's page and hold up very, very close, but they have already dropped onto the low ground. They've given up that advantage, and so we can expect for them to cede space here after the cooldowns are over. The Discord Orb is on a Frill, but no damage going on to that at this point. XL2, again, just trying to get to those ultimates.
Yeah, heal pack out from Frill already, so that means that that clutch healing ability not going to be online for a couple more seconds, but there we go. XL2 Academy, they're playing this, you know, very, very calculated. Once again, not going to be trying to push through, but there goes the speed boost. Oh, Akawa taken away from the rest of the team.
Yeah, Cloman got a good pin. Fried's going to be demeched because of it, and now Logic's getting that kill onto Fried Winner, because that's his name, we swear. XL2 now is going to finally get moving on that payload.
A lot of consonants, not a ton of vowels. It's you know, not hard
Except
to
for
fill
interpretation,
in.
right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. It's an art, not a science. And second win, though, they will have a transcendence for this very next push. XL2 Academy, though, close to their own. So second win, they can't allow XL2 to part them like the Red Sea. That's what lost them that very first fight, despite some early advantages. So Frill, already taken incredibly low. He does live.
So second win are on this defense. XL2 have pushed them back behind big Earls, but the Earthshatter is going to keep XL2 exactly where they are. The Sound Barrier, though, is going to keep everyone alive. Logis and Mangachu are going to get their ultimates at the beginning of this fight. Logis is going to throw that Graviton Surge. Sound Barrier will be there to counter that. The Inspired Healing from both rallies, though, is going to be pretty impactful as we are in the midst of a fight. Both teams decide to, you know, take things in, get the lay of the land, and try to do this one more time as Mirror has that Graviton Surge along with Fried's Self-Destruct. The Graviton Surge has been thrown out in front of the Reinhardt. There's not a lot of shield there. The Self-Destruct's not going to work out for them. Second winner going to have to try this defense a little bit longer. Frill is very low. Didn't get taken down by that Self-Destruct, but is it going to be taken down the old-fashioned way? No, the Harmony Orb is on Frill. He will be staying alive. Megachu is going to get that shield bash in there. The whip shot's not going to do much. The second winner coming back on this defense right now. They're going to pull this out. 2 members down from XL2 Academy. That was a long, drawn-out fight that XL2 lost a lot of time on.
A lot of time, a lot of ultimates, to heavy investments from both team. It was the Earthshatter from Akawa that he earned in the duration of that fight. That was the emphatic last ultimate to seal the deal here. XL2 Academy got quite a bit of distance, though. They're in that one fight territory before they can get point A, and second win know it. Frill has the rally on the ready. Haku with that Transcendence as well. It really is that chess game of ultimates. Logix will be drawing it out with that grab.
So Logic's going to use that Graviton Surge. The rest of the team are going to try to confirm those kills. No support ultimates too just yet, but Haku is going to use that Transcendence very, very late. He's very lucky that not a lot of the members did die. The shield dash onto Akawa is going to open up that Earthshatter, and we will be taking advantage of that as the 6v5 now for XL2 Academy on the payload. The Transcendence has been used to save Goliath himself as he was taken very, very low, but the rest of the team are sure going to need that healing as well as Logix takes that full body of 500 health and that armor and pushes it against the rest of second win and pushes it back to spot.
Oh, that is a hardy, healthy Zarya right there, and he is worth his weight in gold. 65% up to his next grab. Remember, Mirror didn't even use it in the last fight, and he is, you know, a scant few percentage away from XL2. So second wind is just really unlucky the way that the ultimates fell in that last fight. XL2 was able to force that crucial trance early on, and with that back and forth, second wind losing that Reinhardt so early, they weren't able to build up to their own tank ultimates, draw some of those support ults out of XL2 in turn.
So Self-Destruct coming from both sides. The shields are there, though. The Reinhardt moved very, very far away. It's going to leave a lot of XL2 without that shield, and that's why you're seeing them run away. Mirror with that kill onto Goliath. They know exactly what they're doing as Mangachu went in there with the shield bash, but maybe just wanted to get a little bit, you know, a little bit more like aggressiveness, assertiveness going on in their team. That's what you call mental games.
Yeah, he's got to keep warm, keep that APM up.
Yeah, exactly. APM's the most important thing
in Overwatch. But now Frill popping that rally once again, and another eat and grab this time around by Fried. These divas getting so incredibly clutch with that Matrix, and second win, winning a fight without dropping, you know, a single ultimate.
But they still do have 2 minutes of defense left here on Streets phase. XL2 going to be catching up on those ultimates here eventually, but the Graviton Surge is going to be dropped on top of Big Earls. Oh, actually, no, it is Big Earls. We're still on point A here. The payload has already moved off. The Earthshatter now onto Clone Man. The Particle Barrier might save them, but the Discord Orb was a little bit too much to save Clone Man. Karkar getting 2 kills. He always seems to pop up on the kill feed eventually.
Oh yeah, no, that Lucio is always working. AoE healing damage as well. This guy is, you know, dual He's dual purpose, and Second Wind,
He's a hybrid vehicle.
He's a hybrid vehicle. Car drives a Prius.
Yep.
But XL2 Academy finding themselves in a really difficult position. They need an ultimate or to take Second Wind off guard somehow to break out of this chokehold, but they don't have anything online. They not only don't really have any ultimates, but they're also down to their last 60 seconds or so. Oh, Wooyal separated from the rest of the herd.
Separated and isolated, but the payload was making some progress there. They try to do a little bit of trickery. A Second Wind is going to have to come back. They are coming back with numbers. Clone Man is down, and XL2 need to try to die as fast as possible here because they need to try to get another attack. But the way that Second Wind has been playing with 5 ultimates, they can pretty much hold them at spawn at this point.
Oh, they are nearly up with that full 6-pack. However, they do need to cede a little bit of space, allow Mira to regroup with the rest of the team. Second Wind corralling XL2 Academy, the big, long rope-a-dope. All of these guys just working XL2, keeping them on their toes. You're never quite able to be comfortable if you're attacking the Second Wind defense. And now Fried on the high ground. Are we going to see an early self-destruct launched here behind the team, behind all of those shields?
Maybe after that shield bash has gone down, that's the higher percentage play. Percentages do matter. The Graviton Surge coming from both sides, but only one will be going off, and it's going to be Second Winds will be finding the impact onto the environment. Earthshatter now onto Logic's going to be the only one that gets taken down. The sound barrier is there for XL2, but with no Clone Man, there is no Reinhardt shield for the rest of XL2. It's going to be up to everyone else to keep all of those supports and those tanks alive. Clone Man will be back eventually, but Second Wind trying to find those kills. That pin into that D.Va was not enough, but it was enough for that D-Mech right there. Wooyal is going to be going down, so this is 6v5 again for Second Wind, but with Logic's getting the return kill onto Fried, this is a 5v4 now. Second Wind still has the numbers, though, especially now that Logic's died with that Graviton Surge. Goliath getting the kill, though. This is a lot more interesting than it should be. XL2 really holding their own right now. Reinhardt will be taking that Clone Man not long for this world after coming back. The Transcendence now going to just stall onto the payload. The supports are there. Logic's just got over his spawn timer. We are in overtime spawn, so these are going to last a lot longer than those regular spawns. The pile drive now from Fried is going to catch Wooyal off a guard, and he's going to go back to spawn as well. So Second Wind looking very, very strong on this point, but anything can happen as Logic's dropped the Graviton Surge way back there. I think maybe missed the arc or something. We'll ask him about it a little later. Second Wind are going to pull this out in at the end after they clean up Jur. He wasn't able to touch the payload, and ladies and gentlemen, we are going to a Game 5 in the top 2 teams in Group B.
5 maps. 5 maps.
I
know you said the quota was done. The singing is over.
Done.
I'm bubbling forth with excitement right here. Second Wind again. When you least expect it, the pressure, the overtime, something, I don't know. But they were just able to apply that hydraulic press. The pressure was just too much for XL2. They weren't able to react properly. I mean, a couple of eaten Graviton Surges between, the two of these divas. But look at this ability from Second Wind, ceding a little bit of space. Yeah, the payload is making distance. They draw out that sound barrier, but by the time they engage, all of those overshields are already gone. It is very little value. And now Haku able to lay in his own Transcendence. Second Wind can go in aggressively, find that D-Mech onto Wooyal. Akawa can, charge freely with the wind, man, just to go where it takes you. And Second Wind, I mean, it is all about playing with the tempo. XL2 Academy, it's like, they've been studying the SAT. They're so good at the standardized test. They're ready for whatever Mirror Goats can bring their way. But when you start just changing up that playbook, different kinds of routes of engagements, different compositions, different heroes, that's when it seems like, wait, what's the plan, guys? They start running out of those options. And of course, you can continue to try and play that Goats comp straight, but Second Wind, they just, were a level above this time around. The rope-a-dope, man, it seems so elementary. It's just like, make them waste time, make them run around big girls instead of coming through the canyon, right? But no, those things matter. You have the high ground. There's so much inherent advantage, and we saw Second Wind work it perfectly.
And so the thing about this game, especially on Route 66, that Second Wind wouldn't be here if it wasn't for some self-destructs by a guy we like to call Fried Winner.
Fried Winner.
Yeah, so Second Wind, benefiting from these self-destructs right, on their attack twice, right in overtime to open up the point and grab those first 2 points on point A and point B. This is one of those situations. That 4K wasn't the only big self-destruct he had. He had a 2K later on to wrap up Streets phase for Second Wind, and XL2 had a much harder time. They didn't finish Streets phase themselves.
No, XL2 does rely a lot on those big ultimate combos in order to find progress. And and if Second Wind aren't giving them those openings with mispositionings, they need to find those bigger bangs. But an Eaton Graviton surge, but Fried Winner able to bring it back with that 2K. And
Cloudman got stunned and shield bashed once again. It's almost a safe assumption at this point.
Yeah, if you're a Reinhardt, you're CC'd. It's just your life. Sorry, I can't come to the phone right now. I'm CC'd.
I'm like really high in the air, and I don't know how I got here. Is Reinhardt falling from many places on different maps? And now we're in our tie-breaking map, which is going to be Nepal here on a Game 5. And look who won control earlier. It was our underdog. And remember, these are underdogs. It's tied 2-2 now. XL2 is on top. Both teams come into this undefeated. XL2, trying to stay on top here, but this is the first 5-game set for them this season.
Yeah, it's going to be, kind of one of those shaky places. How does it feel? Does the air smell different? Second Wind, they may well be changing their name to Primary Wind. Who knows what may happen with this map, this Nepal tiebreaker right now. Hoping for some May, hoping for some Far. Right now it's just, a little bit more of the same, the bread and cheese of goats. But, ooh, Mangachu, you never know. He has pulled out this May multiple times before. We may see Goliath run out with this Moira as well. Make usage of kind of that grouped up, that grouped up comp, able to lay in all of that burst healing. Ride, he's going to have to be leveraging that defense matrix, not just to eat up projectiles, but that crucial heal orb as well. Really cut down Goliath's efficacy.
And if you're really killing it, you're blocking that Blizzard as well. But Mangachu is going to leave spawn with this Mei, who's very popular here on a Blizzard. We've seen it on both sides in the past, but this opening is perfect for a Mei wall. It's almost like they did it on purpose. And so Second Wind are going to be coming in here. They know the Mei is there, so they have to come in as a group. The Mei wall came just a little too early. They're going to go ahead and break through that, and now Mei is going to be vulnerable for a while, but not if Second Wind takes all that damage before getting onto the point. The point is unlocking right now. The wall is still there, so there is no escape path for Second Wind. They have to commit to this fight. XL2, though, not getting enough damage to punish them for it.
Yeah, there is a Brigitte on the side of Second Wind and none on the side of XL2. That is going to be a big difference maker as Frill will draw first blood. Jur is down, no more speed boost. Even if XL2 Academy want to get out of dodge with the quickness, they can't. Oh!
But now with the headshot from Mangachu helping out, Cloneman will be taking Frill down and back to spawn, and the endothermic blasts are doing some work, and now we have the Graviton Surge coming from Second Wind. Transcendence is going to not be there for XL2 because there is no Zenyatta. You're seeing exactly why that Zenyatta is so important here in this GOATS comp.
Very crucial. You have to be expecting a Zarya on the enemy side, even if you are running a Mei. Logic's sticking with that Russian bodybuilder, so the fact that you don't have a trance when the enemy team is guaranteed, that free enlightenment healing 300 HPS is going to be a big disadvantage. Goliath, though, of course, will charge Coalescence very quickly, and having that early power spike can be what you need to cut through a grab.
And so XL2 are amping it up, trying to get on it too at the point, forcing Second Wind down. Really good Mei while blocking Akala from doing anything, but the Diva is isolated. Wuya going to have to use that self-destruct because he's trying to get back into that mech and force them off. And so the Blizzard now is going to come from XL2. They are down 2 members. The wall is going to block Akawa off. Are they doing anything on the point right now? It doesn't look like they're doing much. The Earthshatter now coming from XL2. This time, a lot of ultimates from XL2 and only resulting in 1 kill so far, and more for Second Wind. And now XL2 is going to be hemorrhaging an opportunity at this point because they don't have anything for this next push.
Might be time to swap up some heroes, put a tourniquet on that bleed. The Mei is not working out quite as well as XL2 may have hoped. Sure, they were able to bait some of those charges but I do believe, I thought I heard the voice line, Fried ate that Blizzard. So Boop, the caster curse working in the opposite this time around. It did hold true. XL2 Academy, they need something to break onto this point. This is a really holdable choke for Second Wind. They have all of the tools. Earthshatter, Graviton Surge, Goliath. This Coalescence needs to come through big. Give Mangachu time to get up to another Blizzard.
Oh, and their Earthshatter is going to stop them right in their tracks. It's like running into a brick wall at that point. You're going super fast. You think you're going to break through, and the Earthshatter is going to come in, and you're knocked right on your back and back to spawn.
Yeah, it is one of those times when the Mei walls, and it actually works out better for the enemy team. And you're like, Mei, come on.
Sorry.
Exactly. But Mangachu will be applying the big freeze. That's going to be the hope for XL2 this next time around. But Second Wind, again, they have plenty of tools, armor, Transcendence.
And now a Blizzard's going to go down for XL2, not going to get anything from it. The Transcendence was used just in case from a second win, but they're only functioning with the sound barrier themselves. XL2 might have a Graviton Surge of their own, and Logix is able to push through some damage, and he will be, as Cloman's going to get Akawa in at the end, but no Reinhardt's on either side. This Graviton Surge could prove to be the saving grace for XL2 right now. He's got to use it. The Graviton Surge has been done, but the Self-Destruct is going to push him off. Is he going to be able to survive? Sure, definitely won't be. The Maywall saves some of the team, but not all of it. Logix, though, could have higher energy. We're seeing why that particle barrier management is so important as second win this first round, 100-44. Logix only at 50. He was there to push some damage, but it wasn't there. The DPS just wasn't high enough.
Ah, that was so clutch, and the Eaton Blizzard right there, while not going to be too much earlier on in this fight. XL2 Academy floundering a little bit in these icy waters. Second Wind showing their stuff, playing that regular vanilla GOATS composition and able to win over XL2 Academy, who are maybe getting a little bit too strange, a little bit too fancy with that Mei.
Well, that Mei, the ults just weren't there, you know, and that ult is so impactful when it's used appropriately, and not once did it find any impact. It got eaten once, and then there wasn't anything second.
Just want to point out amazing heads-up play from Mirror to grab all of XL2 Academy as a counter to the Blizzard, so even if somebody from Second Wind got caught, XL2 Academy not going to be putting in any damage. So great adjustments, great flexibility from Second Wind so far as we now head to Sanctum. Second Wind 1 round away from locking up the series.
Man, this first fight was like a mosh pit. You like ran in there just to get into fighting. They wanted to see each other, and Second Wind is going to be the winner here in this fight. XL2 going to have to take another break back at spawn. The point will open, Second Wind will own it.
Yeah, I believe it was actually may have been a whip shot from Frill to knock Wuyal away from the rest of XL2, take away all of that damage mitigation with the defense matrix. Wuyal was on the room side of things, and then the rest of XL2 Academy taken down without their diva having their back.
Yeah, he got shield bashed and then knocked it down. That's definitely a feels bad man as Akawa is aggressive into the backline. Going to use that Primal Rage as well. He really wants to make something happen, but he has been taken very, very low. And XL2, though, is going to lose Goliath. That is a pretty good scenario for Second Wind, but Akawa is going to be able to get back out somehow. They are at spawn, tickling them with that electricity. XL2, though, are going to find that tempo eventually as Second Wind are retreating back to the objective.
Oh, man, Akawa down to like 190 health as a Primal Raging Winston, and Haku's like, go deeper, I got the trance, man. Karkar about to have that sound barrier Graviton Surge out. The
Graviton Surge is out for a Second Wind, and now it's going to be out for XL2. The sound barrier is there from both sides as well, so we're not going to see a ton of kills, but Mirror is going to go down. They were able to eat through that shielding. Cloman is going to get another kill now, and XL2 for the first time in what seems like Route 66 when they were defending, finally do win a fight here in a dominant fashion.
And off the back of some amazing antics from Clone Man's favorite gorilla scientist. And I've said it before, but one of the most accurate butts in Overwatch, just that Goomba Stomp applying all of that burst damage. But Second Wind now, they've gotten basically 56 free percentage points, and now XL2 Academy going to try and give them a taste of their own medicine.
Yeah, Clone Man knows exactly what this story looks like as they were a victim of it earlier. The Transcendence is going to be forced out from Second Wind as Haku's not going to have that AoE healing. The fisticuffs seem to be enough to scare him out of that Transcendence. XL2 still own at this point as Cloman has to retreat as he's below half health, but does receive the armor pack. He is back in the game, folks. Logix is going to throw that Graviton Surge into a defense matrix. Nothing's going to happen because of it. XL2 now is going to use their last ultimate to try to get onto the point, but Cloman's going to go down thanks to that boop from Karkar. So this is a 6v5, and Logix and y'all are going to be going and finding some gold and giving Karkar a ton of ultimate charge. Some boops happening.
Oh man, that is going to be, I don't know, like a 0-star rating on that Yelp, or rather that Uber Karkar. Man, you are driving them all the way to the edge. Amazing plays from this Lucio and XL2 Academy. Again, they were able to sneak 43%, but they haven't found that solid, consistent play that we've gotten so used to seeing from this team. Second Wind, they are thriving on this chaos right now.
Second Wind are in one fight territory. They might win this series if they are able to win this fight. Mirror is going to throw the Graviton Surge. It was not eaten, and the rest of XL2 Academy are going to be going back to spawn. But now we have 15% left for Second Wind. Something amazing needs to happen for XL2 Academy. They got to put hacks in the game to move faster as Second Wind with that stall, with that spawn advantage now with Goliath going back to a spawn. This is going to be it, my friends. Second Wind will be in first place in this group right now. Second Wind takes down XL2 Academy and will be first place in Group B going into the last week of games.
Oh, just cheers and congratulations. Wow, XL2 Academy, they have the methodical, steady game, but Second Wind able to up them time and time again with the spawn camp, the rope-a-dope, dropping, an aggressive graviton surge. So many eaten ultimates from Fried right there. It must be one of the most well-fed divas in the game. Card as well, coming in clutch. Look at that. That's incredible. There is no counterplay to a well-placed Boop. You just gotta go. Dive in for Mondada's gold. It wasn't in the planner, but I'm doing it today.
Well, and I think you could say whatever you want for XL2, but you can't take anything away from Second Wind. They are here. They are 4-0, the only undefeated team left in this group. And before coming in here, they got, they were in last place, right? I think they won 3 maps last season.
Yeah.
Right?
And 0 series wins.
Yeah, 0 series wins, and they find themselves on top of the standings. What a cool story. It ain't over until it's over, folks. Again, that good coaching, that good camaraderie, that good teamwork has all been shown here in this game.
This roster gelling so well. Even though they were down, XL2 had that advantage 2-1 earlier on. They were able to bring it back. And off of some of those great team plays, you saw Hakawa. He's like, no, man, it's not about winning. It's about sending a message. And Haku's like, I got the trans. All right, we're going in, all the way. Everybody committing to that decision. It's like they say, it's not a bad decision if everybody's on the same page, right? It's only a bad decision if the team is split kind of like half and half, which we've seen before. XL2 able to kind of just be that dividing line between Second Wind, and that got them some wins, but unfortunately it wasn't enough today.
And so Second Wind take the victory over XL2 Academy in a 5-game set, 3-2, but that was just our first game. We got 2 more to come. Our next one's going to be Energy versus Envy. We'll see you after the break.